What's up, everybody? My name is Jeremy Jones and I am back with another video. Today I'm talking my weekly sneaker rotation, so stay tuned.
Got a lot of things changing in my life. Hoping one day I'ma get it all right. Brother is engaged, about to start a new life. Yeah, I haven't had a chill day. Really wanna vibe, appreciate the moments. I've been creating, not scrolling. Mom and dad still supporting.
Alright, man, I'm back with another video. Now, before I get too deep into this video, y'all already know what to do. Go and hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. And if you're new, consider subscribing. I made content about sneakers. Alright, so let's dive into today's video. Just like I said in the intro, man, I am back for another weekly sneaker rotation. Now, this should be week 122 to the best of my knowledge. And if I'm wrong, feel free to correct the kid down in the comment section. Now, y'all already know I started this series off at the beginning of 2023. And here we are. We're already on pretty much week 122. Y'all asked me to just keep the count going forward and go as far as I can go. So here we are. We're at video 122, right? Okay, ironically, right? Now, if you want to get a sneak peek of what I'm wearing throughout the week, sign up for that sold out Discord. Link is pinned at the top of the chat, and it is free to sign up. Where, of course, we continue to sneaker talk. Plus, we got a food section, a sports section, which ironically, we got the NBA playoffs going on. So, you know, the kid has definitely been keeping up with that as well. We got a music section. And, of course, and if I don't get content out in time for upcoming sneaker releases or shock drops or what have you, we'll have sections for those as well, right? Okay. Again, keyword here is free to sign up. I'm not over here to take you guys' money, right? Okay, but anyway, enough rambling. Let's just get to this weekly sneaker rotation. Now, y'all know I end things off on a Friday, then pick right back up on Saturday. So this Saturday, the kid was overdue to get his hair done, and of course, I needed to shape up all in one. So Saturday was a little bit of a long day, and to be honest, I don't know what made me grab these shoes because it actually didn't turn into bad weather. Maybe I thought it was, but I guess I just wanted to grab some beaters, and I guess I actually like these shoes more than what I thought. And I'm talking none other for Saturday. I stepped out of none other than the Goldenrods, right? Okay. Now, this is a shoe where I just tried by luck and ended up catching a W on these guys right here. And to be honest, it's become my beaters. I almost sold them once, but then again, really couldn't get the price that I want them. And I know it should have been like probably below retail, but it's what have you, right? Okay. I still think it's a dope shoe. And to be honest, I'm going to say this is pretty much a poor man, pretty much Wu-Tang's, right? Okay. To be honest, I probably should just find a way to put the Wu-Tang logo on the back heel and make it a custom to call it a day. But I will be honest, the kid don't put that much work in when it comes to doing customs on the sneakers. Even though I have done back in the day, it's just been a minute. But yeah, this was my Saturday shoe. Wore these to the chop shops, wore this to get my hair done, and yeah, definitely a long day for the kid. But still, overall, I would say Dunks, I'm very, very selective compared to like Nike SB Dunks. That is a different ball game for the people or that in the sneaker world that if you know type of shoes. But overall, this was my Saturday shoe, was the Nike Dunk, and these are the Goldenrods. So pretty much we're gonna move right on to Sunday. I call this the quiet before the storm. I try my very best to prepare throughout the week as much as possible because I know through the week, things can get hectic, man, especially at my job or when things come up or things I need to get done. Like, pretty much it can just randomly happen. Like, ironically, today, I'm not going to go into details, but yeah, the day was one of those days. The day before this was one of those days, and it just comes with the game, and I'm not upset with it, right? Okay, so pretty much Sunday, pretty much I'm in my Yeezy slides, super duper comfortable, trying to be like, just, I guess you could say preparing mentally, right? Okay, now these joints, you can tell I took them to you know what and back, and these guys, for the most part, I will say they're durable, right? Okay, I'm sitting on several pairs of Yeezy slides, but these are kind of what I consider like my old faithfuls, right? Okay, if you guys haven't probably picked that up already, one of my favorites in my collection. I did pay resale for these, so I guess in my world, I'm gonna get my money's worth. And some of you say like, yeah, you definitely have already, right? Okay, this is one of those I'm taking the trash out. This is one of those I'm running to the 7-Eleven. This is one of those I'm running to the you know what store real quick. You know what I'm saying? Just what have you. It's an errand shoe. It's a trash bag, take out the trash type of shoe. It's no pun intended because I know Yeezy did the thing with the Gap or whatever, but I'm not gonna go there. It's just one of those. It's my comfortable lounge shoe. And yeah, it's literally by the door, right? Okay, you literally come in, you probably could trip over these guys, but this was my Sunday shoe, was a Yeezy slide, and this is the pure colorway. Now, we're gonna move right on to Monday, right back at the work. Y'all know the kid work a full-time job, and I'm very thankful for that, and we have been steady and busy, so I'm very thankful for that as well. So Monday, I will say I didn't actually go to work. I actually had an event to do because you guys know I did the live kind of late, and it was somewhat quote unquote a dress code. I don't know if I'm gonna put content out. I still looked at some of the stuff I shot, but yeah. All I can say is Monday was a very, very busy day. I still hit the gym. I still did my routine, but it was a little bit thrown off. But this was my Monday shoe, was the Air Jordan 12 Michigan's, a shoe that, to be honest, I won on the sneakers app, and I feel like majority of the people were sleeping on these guys, and yeah, I don't see why, man. I will say this. I'm a major sucker for the color yellow, right? If you haven't figured it out, one of my favorite things or one of my favorite colors is yellow. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it is, and it definitely does always hit when you got that navy on there, but I think that was kind of one of the colors that were like required, right? Okay, so pretty much, you know what? I got something like this. Now, I will say this. As much as I preach that Air Jordan 12s are comfortable, having them joints on for like 6 or 7 hours straight, like constantly move, and let me clarify this, not like sitting at a desk like sometimes what I have to do, but I'm talking about actively moving, like balling and or hooping. Like I wasn't balling, but as much moving around and flexibility I had to do, I'll say this, when I got to the crib, dog, feet was throbbing, dog, and they are comfortable. Let me clarify, they don't hurt, but wearing shoes all day way longer than what you normally do and being active, definitely totally different ball game. And I'm convinced I'm not going to take this one, I'm not going to blame this on Jordan Brand and Nike. I'm going to put this across the board on any shoe. If you wear a little too long, your feet eventually are going to want like some release, right? Okay, pause if that don't sound right. But this was my Monday shoe, was the Air Jordan 12 Michigan. Cool, now we're going to move right along to Tuesday. Kid right back at the work finally, because Monday I technically went to work, but technically didn't. It was kind of like work, but a different form of work what I'm used to. But Tuesday right back at work, and I stepped in something I haven't stepped in a while, and I'm talking the Nike SB Dunk, and these are the Crenshaw Skate Clubs, right? Okay, this shoe, arguably one of my favorites in my collection, and also holds sentimental values because I know the homie Dunks, Elusive Dunks, he has these, and this shoe makes us think of us growing up, man, because of our childhood. And when Dunks, I met him back in like middle school, right? Okay, and we've been cool ever since, no pun intended, bars though. But I will say, I know he has this pair, and I know he probably rocks different color laces. Y'all know me, like I just told you from the previous shoe, I am a major sucker for yellow, so these do come with extra shoestring laces. Now I do got one with the yellow shoestring lace in there. Now I will say this, Nike SB Dunks in general, not just picking on Crenshaw Skate Club here, definitely got to break them in, but I can say that I've worn my shoes enough where they've slowly broken in over time. This is kind of one of those shoes, if you know, you know. I did used to skateboard back in the day. It's been a while since I stepped on a skateboard. Every now and then, I will like actually step on one and ride one, but I mean, to say I busted kickflip, it had to be back like 2015, like definitely a long time ago. And do I feel like I can go out there and bust one now? Not first try, but I think with about like 6 or 7 tries, I was like, give me 10 tries, I'm gonna give you one, right? Okay, just got to get back into it because it's been years. But anyway, this was my Tuesday shoe, was a Nike SB Dunk Low, and these are the Crenshaw Skate Clubs. Cool. Now we're gonna move right along to Wednesday, right back at the work full-time job, y'all know that. This shoe, one of my favorites, and I will say I don't wear enough, and I definitely need to bring this out. In fact, the silhouettes in general, I feel like I don't wear enough, so I feel like it was time to bring these out. And I'm talking none other than the Air Jordan 3, and these are the True Blues. Now, I think I picked these back up, if I'm not mistaken, had to be like 2016, dog. If I'm not mistaken, if we check the production date, let me make sure I'm not tripping. Yeah, 2016 is when these produced. So yeah, that's when I had to pick them up. And at the time, I really, really liked these guys, and I still do. And I do like that they do have that typical blue, but also have that hint of red right here on the tongue. Nike check, of course, on the back of these definitely make these things hit. And a shoe that I'm definitely don't regret the purchase. I remember when we pulled up, it was like me and like 2 other people in line. It was like 3 of us, and it was first come, first serve because I guess the hype wasn't there. But personally, I don't care. I actually really like these guys and don't regret my purchase. Definitely need to wear it more. And it was one of those shoes, you can tell that leather, it is stiff around the toe box. So it took a minute to break these in, but I think that safe to say I've worn these enough over time that yeah, if you know, you know, man. One of my favorites in my collection, elephant print around here, or cement, whatever we want to call it. I definitely like this, man. You know what I'm saying? 3s I don't regret, but I'm definitely selective when it comes to my 3s. But this was my Wednesday shoe, was the Air Jordan 3 True Blue. Cool. Now we're gonna move right along to Thursday. Now I will say these last 2 shoes to close out the week, it was raining, man, or as anticipated rain, so I wanted to be careful with this one right here. So definitely selective, and y'all know how the kid do when I'm selective, man. So with that being said, I like to bring out the patent leather. So on Thursday, the kid brought out none other than the Air Jordan 11 Breads. Now these are the one from I want to say 12. I'm gonna double check because I didn't get the ones from 2019. I should have, but I didn't. But yeah, 2012, black and red. You can't go wrong with it. In fact, even the people who aren't sneakerheads, every person that think they're sneakerheads are probably not on the level of you and I. They're gonna say, like, if you ask them to name an Air Jordan, they're most likely gonna name either a 4 or 11, because 11s people show out during Christmas time, man. I mean, it's kind of one of those. I feel like there are, and I could be wrong, but I feel like are select people that only buy Air Jordan 11s each and every year and call it a day. Versus what me and you and I do, probably chase like as many sneakers as we can, or the ones we really, really like. But the breads, you can't really go wrong with it. Black and red, you can't really hate these guys, man. And obviously, one of my favorites in my collection. And you know, if you ask some of the people at work, they're like, yo, you wear these all the time. But at the same time, it's been pointed out, and I probably showed you guys time and time again, rain and the DMV go in the same sentence like no other, man. It rains a lot. And sometimes I just don't like to be gambling because I could easily be caught in it, right? Okay. But this was my Thursday shoe, the Air Jordan 11 Bread. Cool. Now we're going to move right on to Friday to close out the week, man. Again, I always say finish strong. If you can make it through, I will say this. A very important person in my life used to say this. If you can make it through Wednesday, if you can make it past Wednesday, you should be able to finish out the week. Wednesday, arguably, I could say could be considered like my favorite day of the week. Wednesday, you know what I'm saying? That's my goal. Like, make it to Wednesday, you'll finish strong. Thursday here, and then after Thursday, Friday, you're pretty much counting down to the weekend for the people who do get the weekends off. And if you don't, I'm pretty sure you got a favorite day of the week as well. In fact, sign off in the comment section and let me know what you think. Anyway, of what your favorite day of the week is anyway. So, here we go. Friday, stepped in none other than the Air Jordan 11s again. And these are the Gratitudes. And I know that this has been a controversial shoe because people are like, this is nothing but the Concords with gold on them. And that may be true. But it's still a nice shoe at the end of the day, no matter how you slice it and dice it, in my opinion. I wear these a lot. I remember when I got these joints right here. I like how they did the 23 on the back of this one, where it's actually cloth. You know, some of the ones, this stuff will tear away. It's like plasticky, but this one seems like it feels like it's sewn in. And I could be wrong, but that's just how the material feels. Not a Goldman, Jumpman. I feel like they could have did a better job on that one. High patent leather cut. So at the same time, man, I've always said you can't go wrong with black and white. Allows a lot of versatility. You don't necessarily just always have to wear black and white, even though you can, but you can get away with this with a lot of other fits as well because of the versatility. And I've told you guys also time and time again, I've been a major sucker for the color gold in general. So it always gets to me and makes me like think about it, right? Okay, I got several gold shoes. In fact, I got one pair of gold shoes that I have yet to wear and I need to wear. And that's a goal or like a to-do list on me this year. I'm going to rock them. I'm not going to tell you which ones until I actually rock them. I'm pretty sure those things got dust. And yes, they're behind me, but I'm going to get them in rotation for sure. But this was my Friday shoe, was the Air Jordan 11 Gratitude. All right, man, so pretty much that completes my weekly sneaker rotation for this week, man. Y'all sign off in the comment section and let me know what you wore throughout the week as well. Y'all know I'm doing my very, very best. And stay on top of the comment section. Sometimes I get behind, but you know, life's, and I have to keep grinding, right? Okay, so other than that, man, I'm going to go ahead and get up out of this thing and stop rambling, man. Y'all be sure to hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. And if you know, consider subscribing. I make content about sneakers. Again, my name is Jeremy Jones, and thank you for watching, and I'm out.